angry, Ozzy. 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 Angry, Ozzy. Ozzy. Angry.
All right, here we are on a Thursday night. I just saw something weird on my finger. I need more light. Yeah, no, that's an abrasion on my finger. How the fuck did I do that? Dang it. My finger's being struck together. Oh, that is really fucking annoying. Alright, the actual scar bit of my finger's looking fine. Hey, Low Stricky, so you're here early? Well, that is jolly annoying. I might have to put a band-aid on that. Jolly annoying, though, I must say. Anyway, I'm going to start with a very talky one. This is a scripted one for my latest clarified cocktail. I need to torch this. Where's my fucking torch? I've done some sort of partial cleanup and forgotten where I put it. I mean, that'd be so fucking me. Well, it's my ice. I can touch it. That actually gets rid of the frost touching it. It just makes my fingers cold and wet. No, this is not a script for the book movie yet. Doing a script for this one was almost practice for the script introducing the book movie. I'll probably write the script for the book movie tomorrow. Thank you, Celtic, both for being here and for saying my shirt's so sexy. So, let us get these things ready. That's my clarified cocktail, by the way. Clarified Jungle Bird. Which name do you love? Oh, you're getting some lag. Okay. That's a thing that happens. I do need to pour this and get a slow-mo shot, and then I'll do the talking. Which means it's going to be edited more because I'm just going to be doing a sentence at a time, and that hopefully makes it punchier and more interesting to watch. We shall see. Oh shit, that was a scary noise. Let's just quickly do the pouring. All right. Man, this is a very aromatic cocktail. But let's pour it. I get a sexy slow-mo pour. Looking very much like a urine sample. All right. Get this out the way. Oh, and I felt so organized today. I actually remembered to charge the batteries for the GoPro, so they're both fully charged now. Didn't let it get away from me. It's a minor accomplishment, but you got to take your wins, I think. Oh dear, let's fucking go. How's that looking? Looking mighty fine. Angle this out a bit more. Don't know if that's making a difference, but let's see. Okay, how's this going? Is that ready? That's recording? Okay. Oh, wait. It'd be good to have my script ready before I started shooting. Let's fucking go. Oh. Fuck you. What have you fucking Google? Fuck you, you fuck. They've changed how they show. Fuck, I didn't ask for that, you fuckheads. Okay. Fucking. Wait, was that recording this whole time? No, it wasn't. It's just on standby. Okay. And a little bit. There we go. God, I fucking moved the camera when I did that. G'day, cocktail lovers. Well, we're back with me trying to clarify all the popular cocktails in the world to see if I like them better that way. And today we're in tropical territory with the jungle bird. Now, for these tropical or tiki-style drinks, there's usually there's all the fruit juices, there's rum. This has the dark rum and the juices, but it introduces an unusual element for tiki: bitterness. It has Campari in it. Regular viewers know I don't like Campari, even in small doses, so I'm using a different, better aperitif, this one by Dolan, that I like. It's got a great red color, which I think will work really well in the drink. Most of the tropical style drinks lend themselves really well to clarification because almost all of them have acidic juices in them, and that's a central element you need for clarified cocktails. The acid curdles the milk, it separates, the curds filter your drink, and you get a great end result. I'm going to upset purists as I make this jungle bird because I'm going to improvise with some of the elements in it. Actually, the purists are probably going to be mad at me just for doing a clarified version of a cocktail. Why would you do that? It's a classic. It's just something, some people seem allergic to having fun. When someone sets themselves up as a gatekeeper, all sort of joy and spontaneity seems to leave their life. It's like they're scared of the idea of doing something different. Sure, it might not be as good, but it might be better. And it's probably at least interesting. A standard jungle bird is dark rum, Campari, pineapple juice, lime juice, and a little sugar syrup. I don't actually have any pineapple juice handy, so I'll actually be doing a blend of orange juice and lime juice. I did say I was going to upset the purists. On the rum side, I thought I'd bring some pineapple back into it that way, and so I'm going with this spiced pineapple rum adjacent spirit. Wow, the purists, they just lost their tiny little minds. On the milk side of this milk clarified cocktail, I decided to keep the tropical vibe going, and I've done a mix of coconut cream and dairy milk because, yes, some coconut flavor in there, even though it's not in the original, still upsetting the purists. A few words of caution if you're going to use coconut milk or coconut cream in a clarified cocktail. I have historically had trouble with that. It has been way more fiddly than doing it with dairy milk. So when I use coconut, I tend to do it with a blend of dairy milk, and it's easier to get the clarified product that way. But experimentation's the name of the game. You do you, your mileage may vary. As I often do when I make a clarified cocktail, I've decided to make a batch with this. If I'm going to go through the whole process, I want a few drinks out of it. So these are the ratios I used. I went with 2 parts of juice. That's a mix of orange and lime juice. Then 2 parts of rum, or my rum facsimile in this case. Then there's 1 part of bitter aperitivo and half a part of sugar syrup. Another area where you can experiment is the ratio of your cocktail to the milk product. I tend to do 4-to-1, 3-to-1 works as well. In fact, if you want a really deep exploration, Jean-Felix on truffles and I can't remember his channel name. I didn't write it down. Truffles on the Rocks. Shit. Another area where you can experiment with is the ratio of the cocktail to the milk. I go with a default of 4-to-1. This one's about 3-to-1. There is a really good video done by JF on Truffles on the Rocks where he went into deep exploration of techniques and ratios with milk clarified cocktails. I recommend you check that out if you really want that deep knowledge. You'll see when I added the cocktail to the milk mix, it started to separate and curdle almost straight away. Now, I could have started filtering it straight away, but there's no harm in leaving it for a little bit, say half an hour. Despite what some people will tell you, there's rarely any point in leaving it longer than that. When you're seeing the separation, you pour that through the paper coffee filter. Remembering, it's not the filter that does the work, it's the curds. The filter paper is there to hold the curds. So they need to settle to the bottom of the filter to really do their work. That means the first amount that goes through is going to be cloudy. I had a whole bunch of spit in my mouth. The way we deal with that is let it run through for a while until you see that it started to run through clear. Then you put that first cloudy amount back through the filter. Alternatively, you can filter the entire cocktail more than once. Once the process is finished and you have your clarified cocktail, all that's needed is a big chunk of sexy ice in... Oh, there's cargo past now. Once you have your clarified cocktail, all you need to do is pour it over a big chunk of sexy clear ice, because this is the perfect way to show off both the clarity of your ice and the clarity of the cocktail. My first big surprise with this is that there's almost no red in it. I really thought the red aperitivo would carry through to here. It didn't. The curds filtered out all the red. I ended up with quite pink curds, which actually gives me an idea. I saved them and they'll be coming up again in another video as a garnish, so watch out for that. But we've got this very common in a clarified cocktail, a yellowish one. So that's what it looks like, but what does it taste like? What's still coming through is the fruit flavors and the bitterness. The bitterness has been toned right down, but it's there. So it's just got that sharpish edge. I don't know what time of the year it is when you're watching this. When I made this, we were actually in the middle of a heat wave. This is a perfect hot weather drink. It's got this bright, clean taste, and just that little bit of bitterness stops it from being overpoweringly sweet. And also another reason I used this concoction, not just to upset the purists, it's quite high proof, and the whole process of clarification, besides changing the flavors and stripping out the color, it actually dilutes the drink because the milk separates into curds and whey. The curds are caught in your filter. The whey is added to your drink, which also gives it a nice silky mouthfeel. So another in my grand experiments of clarified cocktails, I think this has worked quite well. I'm not a huge fan of a jungle bird because I'm not that big on bitterness. I think I have a bit of a sweet tooth. I like my cocktails either just straight up boozy or, maybe a bit sweeter, like a sour. Bitterness, I like a little bit of, not too much. So this has toned down the bitterness to a level that I quite like, but it's still really interesting flavors. It isn't at all boring. It's well worth trying. A clarified jungle bird. Cheers. Oh, I love that noise of the ice clinking on the glass. Okay, switching things off. Sitting down to chat. How long was that? I forgot to look. Come on, goddammit, switch off. There we go. Switching off, gonna settle down and chat. Switch off the bright light, so we just have our mood lights. Oh, okay. Fucking dokey. Ooh. Okie doke. What have we been talking about in here? Oh, you're talking about the book? You're filled in Celtic on the book. Yes. Okay, did you like the fact that it was scripted and I made it a bit more punchy? I should script them more often. So Celtic, this is the book. I'm sure you remember it, but Dr. Abigail hand-bound this book for me, did a 3D printed logo on it, which I really friggin' like. It's got really, really good quality paper in here. And I just haven't put anything in it. And I had the brainwave the other day. I'm going to change up my video style for some videos. And it's going to be my favorite recipes. Do a page in this book. And they each get a page. And they're going to be scripted. And I'm going to experiment with shots as well. Yeah, well, it won't be live for 2.5 months because that's how far ahead I am with the videos. I could give you a sneak preview on the Discord, maybe. Yeah, I should script the videos more often instead of flying by the seat of my pants. I'm maybe going to script them all the time from now on. I think... Yeah. So I'm in two minds, like just doing my favorite cocktails, like, you know, the top 10 from 2024 and the top 10 from 2025, you know, that will take months to shoot those. Now, it'll be funny. I won't know how long it's going to be. I think I would have to do at least half a dozen of the videos because I expect the video style to evolve as I do it. Oh yeah, the book movie. It's a great name. It's a great name for at least the project. And I'll probably do a playlist on my YouTube channel called The Book Movie. It's an excellent working title, potentially final title. It's never been used. You just checked IMDb. There isn't something that's just called The Book Movie. Hell yes. Okay, I mean, I think that pretty much seals it, honestly. There's a movie called The Book, but there's not a movie called The Book Movie. I have some ideas for some shots, and my vision is the videos for the book movie would be done in a consistent style. They wouldn't necessarily look the same. They wouldn't necessarily have the same shots, but there'd be some consistency. Hey, Greg, how you doing? Anyway, I forgot to put my orange peel in here. It is quite exciting to have a project, quite honestly. And the fact that it lends itself to a potential rebirth of the distillery and or cocktail bar movie. Because I think that would be good interludes. Like if the videos are, you know, they're little intimate things of me making cocktails and doing the notes. Ooh, at least 10 fantastic cocktails that a viewer can copy and make themselves. Some locations that show off the vibe of cocktails. Yes. So you'd be my producer, honestly. A montage. That's how you show you're getting better at things, with a montage. Do a montage. Always feed out on a montage. Okay, this is the big cherries. That one's a bit wrinkly like a ball sack. What's that all about? Can be me knocking out more cocktails into the book. Yeah. Well, what I think is likely to happen, and like I said, I don't know for sure what's going to happen, and I think this is going to evolve out of time. I think, because I want to upload the individual videos to YouTube, like as I make them, and then do a final edit of the best stuff. But at the moment, high concept is settled. Specifics are wide open. I already declare I have you on board as producer, Charlie. You got to help me stay on mission. I keep all my videos on hard drives. I've got a dozen hard drives of my 20 years on YouTube. I haven't thrown anything away, which is bizarre because I've never gone back and looked at any of it. Actually, that is not strictly speaking true. I did go back. Okay, I'm intrigued with what you mean of don't show everyone my hand. Keep something exclusive for the movie. Or are you talking about like the venue visits? Keep them exclusive for the movie? Hello, Hannah. How are you this evening? What does that remind me of? I think it's just a bitter orange is just what it reminds me of. Significant entries, the first, the last. Oh God, my favorite cocktail of all time. Generically, that's an old-fashioned. I should, oh my God, okay, because Mrs. Angry and I keep notes of everywhere we go for date nights. We've got very definite ideas of this place does the best X cocktail. No, Charlie, this is why I want you as my producer. So we have these ideas. Maybe I should take notes while we're. This is the notebook. Okay. I swear to God, I don't know if you can see it there, but that was so exciting to write. I know what my film will be. It just hit me like, bam. So I think like an interesting interlude between bits would be going to some of our favorite places, getting them to be on camera and say to them like, okay, like you make the best creamy dessert cocktail I've ever had. And talk about that cocktail. You make the best boozy stirred cocktail I've ever had. You make the best margarita I've ever had. These are just a couple that are springing into my mind. And even just places we go where the bartender's really cool and is really into talking and sharing, just saying like, But that's what I mean. Yeah, Charlie, get them on camera. So, the book, movie, ideas. Oh yeah, definitely overdub the amount of the mixes. And I mean, in some cases, they might not want to tell me the recipe, and that's fine. But just even, having them making it, and these would potentially be good shorts, like keep them to 2 to under 3 minutes and just say like, this venue makes my favorite sour. It's this. And just, nice bar shots and just the person behind the bar saying a few things and have them as shorts, and then they could potentially be like interstitial bits in the movie. Okay. So, but going back to all the ideas, okay, so I'm going to post series of videos on YouTube. I'm going to write, expect the style to change. Expect the style to change or evolve. Hannah, right as you said good evening, your internet shit itself. Oh no. Hello again, Hannah. Nice to see you again. There will be YouTube videos that don't make it into the movie. Keep some content. God, what's the right word? Exclusive. Exclusive to the movie. Right, video interviews at venues would make good shorts and interstitials for the movie. Do I have to write down any other important points? And yes, Greg, I agree. And I don't know the final answer to that, Greg. The style could change depending on the cocktail theme or venue. And I won't know the answer to that until I'm in the venues either. Hey, Justin, how are you going? You're being authentic, getting your car registered in Victoria. See, yeah, Charlie, that's the big thing. I think with the style evolving, some of the stuff that was originally posted on YouTube might go into the movie in a completely different style because the style will evolve. And maybe I'll reshoot stuff for the movie as well. Oh God, Hannah, every time you say hello, your internet shits itself. That's tragic. I'm just going to write, don't be afraid to reshoot cocktails for the movie. And Greg, I'm writing your point down too because I really liked it. Videos at venues could be edited differently to reflect the vibe of the place. My writing got worse the further I went down the page. Okay, am I missing any other big points? I'm going to write all this shit down so I don't forget it. Actually, writing it down is no guarantee I won't forget it, but I'll come back to it. You ready to write any other important points we come up with tonight? I think I'll practice some shots off stream. I think it would be very boring if I was on stream just lining stuff up and painstakingly shooting particular things in a particular way. But what I think I will do is if I do shots that I'm happy with, I'll edit them and I'll share them on the stream. So you can say like, oh, look, I'm thinking of shooting it like this, so it'll look like that. Justin, waiting for your license for from Vic Roads. Okay. Well, they wanted to make sure you were safe to drive. Okay. Oh. I feel like I have to do something on this every day, because every time I do something on it, I get quite excited, and I've got to keep the momentum. I've got to keep my enthusiasm up. But yeah, having this, like even just writing the script for that video that I shot there, that was a really positive experience writing that. Oh, nice. And Hannah, you're making progress on the mouse house. Overcoming those technical challenges. Good to hear. You've made the mouse and half the house. Then you undid half the house because you hated the color. Oh my God. All right. So Justin, they didn't understand your ACT license, so they didn't look into it. That's fair enough. You've got a mouse floor and a roof. Got to restart the house. Okay, and also fun trivia fact. So this is the clarified cocktail that I made the video for. So you can see it's very clear. It's clarified quite nicely. But I noticed in the glass, this is a different one now, it's not doing it, poured it over ice. It was actually a little bit cloudy in the glass. And I have a pseudoscientific theory about why some of the clarified cocktails go cloudy when they get colder. It's because there is fat content in the drink. And this one had coconut cream in it, coconut cream mixed with dairy milk. And I think when it gets colder, the fat comes out of solution. The oils come out of solution in the drink. If you have it at room temperature, it stays really clear. You make it colder, it gets cloudy. Like I found that sometimes. I tend to not put my clarified cocktails in the fridge because they are shelf stable because of the alcohol content. A couple of times I've put some in the fridge and they went really cloudy. And I think it's because the lower temperature makes the oils come out of solution. And you have the inner panels of the house. It's the outer panels you need to redo to change it. Oh, that makes sense. Oh God, Justin. Okay. The US. Okay, I've got a hot take. I hope you're ready for something spicy. This is out there. I don't think anyone's ever said this. So this might blow your minds. You might not be ready for it, but I have no fear. I'm going to take this take that no one's ever taken. America's fucked, yo. Just game over, man. Game over. Where's my Discord? Get rid of that. I think things that have spontaneously forced themselves into the shortcuts here that I don't want. I would like it if you picked up my Discord as a quick link. Thank you very much, Windows. Oh my God, that mouse is incredible. Oh my God. I wasn't ready for how awesome the mouse is. I should have been, but I wasn't. Look how awesome that mouse is. Just look at it. The interior, so the lamp and the wall plant. Oh my God. So that's an interior wall sitting on a keyboard. Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, yeah, no, Hannah, and my other hot take is Trump will be dead before the end of the year. I don't think that's even an outrageous take. Oh, yeah, the Greenland stuff is like he's trying to start war with Europe. It's just what has happened in the US is showing just how tenuous, society was. It took very little, just an absolutely shameless, but charismatic to a certain bunch of mouth-breathing chuds individual with no concern for truth, reality, basic standards of governance. And it's all gone to hell. You want to know when the fuck spreads to the rest of the world? Hard to be sure. The US might implode. Oh, God. Okay, I've got to be honest. I do actually like the clarified jungle bird I made. I like the sweeter ones though. Oh my God. That's so yummy. That second one I poured myself is like a whiskey and chocolate clarified cocktail. Yum. She said, "You think most people have taken a stand? That's fuckness." Yeah. Yes, that's why I was kind of making fun of myself, saying I'm going for a super edgy take. It's all fucked. Any rational person thinks it's all fucked. And a dementia specialist keeps saying he's got less and less time at his actions right now. Oh yeah, but he's clearly had a stroke. When I should say, you just see half his face goes down, like the most obvious stroke sign. And as a few people have pointed out, like Trump keeps going on about, oh, they keep giving me cognitive tests, and I keep ace. Like he says things, and he gets doctors to say things that are blatantly, obviously untrue. Like it's cringy, embarrassing that he does it. I had my medical. I'm in the best health ever. I'm the healthiest president. Like stuff that is self-evidently complete fucking horseshit. And it's just like, oh, so he can just say stupid, obviously false shit, and no one goes, that's a lie. You're talking absolute bullshit. But also him just going, oh, they keep giving me cognitive tests and I get 100%. Like, dude, they only give people repeated cognitive tests to track their fucking collapse into dementia. Oh yeah, Justin, I have always said Trump dies from natural causes because it's the most obvious thing ever. This old, extremely out of shape, under enormous stress dude dies. That's the most basic, sensible, logical thing ever, that he just fucking drops dead. But the conspiracies will spiral in ways. And of course, me and a lot of other people will go, ding dong, the witch is dead. And these shameless monsters on the right will pretend like that's out of line, even though they do that shit all the time. It's just everything's fucked, Joe. Yes, and he has handlers. He can't stand up. Falls asleep standing up, yeah. It's not an outrageous call to say he'll be dead by the end of the year. Oh yeah, Justin, that one about cutting drug prices 500%. That's just standard nonsensical shit. I don't think he's cut drug prices at all, but yeah, saying things that mathematically are meaningless, that's on the very low end of shit he says. And you Presley has a brain to deteriorate in the first place. Like fucking RFK Jr., who had his brain eaten by worms. I swear, I don't know if it's possible to repair the damage that's been done in the last year. Because the damage that's been done is profound, and I don't know if it's recoverable. So, Hannah, your bet is by Easter. Dang. Oh, yeah, that story about the woman getting shot dead by the ice Nazis. That's pretty fucked. Greg, you thought Biden was going to die as president? Well, I would severely question if Biden would have survived a second term. Like, say Biden did run for a second term and say he won. Again, he's just old, and the pressures, I think, could have killed him. But Trump is in so much worse health than Biden, and he's under so much pressure. Him dying would just be very straightforward. Do you think Trump's nickname should be Sleepy? It should be. Sorry. He should be Sloppy Joe. He's very sloppy. Yeah, exactly, Hannah. And the weirdest thing, like, the bullshit has gotten so extreme. Other Republicans defended Trump saying that because they said, "Oh, well, this got cut." So the old price is 500% higher than the new price. So that's what he meant by reduced by 500. And it's just like, it's you can't criticize them because they're absolutely shameless. And they have no morals, they have no standards, they have no integrity. There is zero value in engaging with these people at all because they're liars, charlatans, cowards, grifters, constantly act in bad faith. They're just the fucking worst, in short. Like, they suck to a degree that I didn't know was even possible. So, yeah, my microphone. It's all the way over there, but no one's complained, so it must be okay. And you think people supporting him? Oh, yeah, no, I agree with you. The people supporting him know he's fucked, but they are so obsessed with power that, and they have learned since Trump term one. Oh, you don't have to stand for anything. You don't have to have any sort of integrity. You don't have to worry about being held accountable for anything because it's just not a thing. Yes, Safra, I am not surprised to hear you say you're surrounded by fires. Metro Melbourne's surrounded by fires. Every country area is on critical danger alert. Yeah, as you say, strict say they move the goalpost, they play whataboutism, trotting a bear. It's just there is zero value in expending mental or emotional energy on them because there's no value in it because they're just liars, charlatans, and grifters. And yeah, they just change what they say. You can completely destroy any point they make and they won't even acknowledge it. And they'll just say a completely different batshit insane thing. And you're like, what? Do I have to answer this batshit insane thing now? I just refuted your last batshit insane thing. Justin, the topography in LA is very different to Australian cities. I think some of the outer suburbs of Sydney are probably at the highest risk. Because I remember a series of bushfires in Sydney in the 90s that just fucking surrounded the city. and some of the outer green suburbs were touched by the bushfires. I think Sydney is probably at the highest risk. And by Sydney, I literally mean outer suburbs. No one's invulnerable, but just from what I've seen historically, I think Sydney's at the highest risk. Safra, it's a pointless exercise to say, would Biden have invaded Venezuela? I feel reasonably confident, although it's impossible to prove. I feel reasonably confident Biden would not have done the batshit unhinged war crimes that Trump's been doing, just bombing boats indiscriminately and then invading and kidnapping Maduro. I think probably not, but it's a hypothetical. You can't prove or disprove it. It's not a particularly valuable exercise, in my opinion. Sorry, Justin, you still saying Canberra's a real city? No, I'm just taking the piss. Yeah, I think Canberra is probably next after Sydney, or possibly even more. I don't know. Then I'd say Adelaide is more at risk, because Adelaide's had catastrophic suburban fires, I think back in the 80s. And yeah, the perimeter suburbs of every capital city are at risk. But yeah, Charlie, it's interesting you say Biden wouldn't have said it blatantly as Trump were going to take their oil. And I agree with you, he wouldn't have. But, is it better if you're coy and lie about what you're doing? So is anyone else buffering? I don't know. Is anyone else buffering? I'm not getting a warning thing on my screen, but that's how to. Oh, my panic not, as now I get my last mineral water out of this box. Last of my favorite, lime and lemon. But I have a whole extra box of it out there because I do like to plan. Strictly Sega is not buffering, but you did pause the porn downloads. That's just responsible, honestly. Nice. That's what I want. Some nice refreshment. Oh, Greg, you did get a little bit of buffering on your side? Okay. Well, you need to pause your porn downloads. I've paused mine. I wouldn't say that if I saw what porn it was. Oh, dear. Dear, oh, dear. It's a hell of a thing. You're saying, Justin, Biden or Obama would be trying to achieve the same goals, different, less confrontational with Trump, and less stupid, quite honestly. Just less stupid. Look, maybe I'm naive. I'd be prepared to have someone call me out saying naive. I don't really picture a Democrat regime doing the murders, the bombing the boats and saying, oh, they're drug dealers, like with no evidence, in complete breach of international law, and just straight up just murdering guys on boats because you're declaring that they're drug traffickers with no evidence, none whatsoever. And it's just like, wow, just doing the quiet bit out loud. So can anybody in Melbourne smell the Longwood fire? I mean, maybe. Tomorrow is going to be the day. The whole fucking state is on catastrophic fire risk tomorrow. First time in 6 years. It was the last really bad bushfires, widespread bad bushfires. There's been individual bad bushfires, But 6 years ago, was the last widespread bad bushfires where you could see the smoke and smell it in Melbourne. Tomorrow could be a hell of a thing. Anyway, got to do my finger exercise. I got to work on bending my fingers. Like, hurts a little bit, but it settles down in a while. You know, like in less than 2 weeks, I'm meant to have this back to normal. So just in the last 2 days, I think I've managed to do it more. I just got to hold it for 30 seconds, counting in my head. Or, you know, if someone's going to... Just got to really work that finger. Can't get it. It's still really swollen. Oh. I now find the scar on this finger just kind of interesting since I've taken the scab off. Like it's not dramatic. You can probably see it. It's not that dramatic though. Before I picked the scabs off, that was all black and it looked very gnarly and Frankenstein-like. It's my other exercise. I've got to do the claw. Got to clench the whole hand. Try and get the little finger to go down with it. Oof. That's actually doing okay. Oh, that suffer. Bonnie Doon got evacuated. Where's the serenity? There'll be a fucksight more towns told to evacuate tomorrow, or worse, get a shelter-in-place order. Just like, it's too late. It would be too dangerous for you to try and leave now. So we're in the desperate hope for the best phase. Because, of course, one of the big dangers, if people are on the road, when the fires are out of control, large amounts of smoke, zero visibility, and you get accidents on the roads because you can't see shit. I think about this every time. Like, whenever I see the stuff in the US about, twister season, tornado season, all of this stuff happening in tornado, like, why the fuck would someone live there if every year you get fucking pummeled by these storms? And then it's like, oh, yeah, and I'm living in Australia where pretty much every year, somewhere in the country, there are devastating bushfires. So I think humans just go like, well, I'm here now. I don't want to move. Floods, you say? Ooh. Fires, you say? Ooh. Tornadoes, you say? Ooh. It's just it's a hell of a thing. So if you're getting a lot of delay, that is just the way of things sometimes. I'm going to think the order in which I'm going to do these. I've got to do my ultimate old. I think in terms of classics, the only two that I'm really into are the Old Fashioned and the Martini. So I feel like the book movie, or at least I got to do some videos. It's like if I'm going to talk about my favorite cocktails, I have to do I should do the syrup as well. I haven't done a really detailed video on how I make the brown sugar syrup. I've got a almost full bottle of the syrup, so I don't need to make it for a while. And I got a 2/3 full bottle of my liqueur. But I think It might not end up being in the book movie, but I think yeah, I think I'll definitely do. I think it'll definitely go in the book, the syrup. So you think I should be doing the cocktail of the year? Oh, there definitely will be. But I also know, because I revisited in a recent video, I was looking back at my old videos like, oh, that's right. It's like in 2022 and 2023, I declared what were my favorite cocktails there. I think for the video, I think where I'll start, apart from the fact there's a couple I just want to make, a couple of original creations I want to make. One is the J Ward, which is the old fashioned with chartreuse, yellow chartreuse. And I still have to make the Nuclear Widow. Remember last year I made the drink, the something widow, and I thought, oh, I could do this all with overproof spirits. Like, a nuclear daiquiri is a daiquiri made with overproof rum. So I think I could make a version of this. I think it was the Merry Widow. What was it called? Okay. Where's my Trello? Actually, this doesn't have a good... Wait, is that a search function? No, I think I'll go to the web-based Trello. I can search on that. Oh, you see, this is how my brain works, Charlie. I'll have an idea, and in some cases, it will take me years to act on it. That doesn't mean I've forgotten the idea. It's just I've not quite gotten around to acting on it. So I'll open the web-based Trello and search for Widow. Yes, it was the Merry Widow. So the default is dry gin, sweet vermouth, Benedictine, absinthe. What was I saying would be a Nuclear Widow? Is it just Navy strength gin? And up the absinthe more than a dash, like half an ounce? Like instead of 45 mils gin. Oh, yeah. So that was equal parts gin and vermouth. So I'm sure it was, instead of 45 mils gin, do 60 mils of Navy strength gin. 30 mils sweet vermouth, 10 mils Benedictine, 10 mils absinthe. I was in the 2025 top 10. So the top 10 was the Second Serve, the Malteser Falcon, the Portside Spice My Way, the Ply and Pin, the Quadrant, Original Cocktail of the Year, because I'm cool, Improved Japanese Cocktail, which I think was my second. Yeah, the Merry Widow was in the top 10. Chocolate Punch, Damn It Jimmy, and the Imperial. I think, just because I haven't made them for a while, I think the first things I will do is my top 10 from 2024. Work my way through them. I definitely got to do the J Ward. Maybe even tomorrow night, actually. I might do the J Ward tomorrow night. Because I've been talking about it for long enough. I was going to do the script for the first book movie video. A video that I'll probably call the book movie. We'll see. Because I'm not going to shoot. Well, maybe I would. I don't think I'd even finish the first book movie script, which would be the Snosberry Fizz, the unofficial official cocktail of the stream, equal parts whiskey, slow gin, topped with soda. So if you switch to hotspot, so I wouldn't be surprised if internet was badly affected by the fires. Back to my mineral water. I say this so often when I have these mineral waters that are just lightly flavored and no sugar. I never would have believed I'd be into them, but I really am. Do they have artificial sweetener? I feel like maybe they don't even have artificial sweetener. Where's the contents? Ingredients: carbonated mineral water, food acid, natural flavors. Yeah, I don't think it even has artificial sweeteners in here. Although when they just blandly say natural flavors, you never know what that is. But I think that was my reason for getting them, that they didn't even have artificial sweeteners. Oh, there you go. Switch into a hotspot. The lag's improved. All right. Safa, sugar could be a natural flavor, but they have to specify if they have sugar in it. And the whole selling point of these mineral waters is they don't have sugar in them. And as I said, I'm pretty sure they don't even have artificial sweeteners. Charlie, you're actually saying it's perfect in WA. You've been getting way more brutal hot weather than us for the last year, though. Oh, so you okay? It was the Ashes are all over now, 4-1. What's with letting England win one Test match? 1080p all the way, baby. Nice. That's some quality viewing right there, strictly saying it. All right. I don't think I have any meetings tomorrow, which is so fucking good. I ended up like having 3 or 4 today. I had one scheduled. Then it was like, oh God, now I have to talk to this person. Oh God, now I have to talk to this person. People, right? People. I love that. She said your internet got beaten up repeatedly, and so it's stronger now. Safa, there's a lot of folklore around the Ashes, and I have no idea what's true. Because initially, the Ashes was just a metaphor. When Australia beat England in a test series all those years ago, a British cricket writer went like, the game of cricket is dead and will be cremated. The ashes will be sent to Australia. But then someone did actually burn a stump or the bales from a particular test match and put it in an urn and said that was the ashes of cricket. Charlie, you don't have to apologize for anything. Oh, I want to know what your sonar toy is. Safa, there was nothing of value in the PO box. A couple of things that Culture King put me on mailing lists for showed up, magazine and whatnot, and I just chucked them out because they're honestly not very interesting. So what was your look, dude? We're on the internet. Let's find it. Origin. of the Ashes. A satirical 1882 mock obituary in the Sporting Times after Australia beat England in England for the first time declared cricket dead and its ashes would be taken to Australia. Next year, English captain Evo Blythe toured Australia vowing to regain those ashes, was presented with a tiny terracotta urn said to contain the ashes of a burnt cricket bale or stump. And the urn is now kept at Lord's with replicas awarded to the winning team. So let's go with a Wikipedia entry. The English media dubbed the tour the quest to regain the ashes. They're not crediting the satirical obituary to a particular, 1882 oranges. The feat was widely recorded in the British press, praised the Australians for their pluck, rated the Englishmen for their lack thereof. The celebrated poem appeared in Punch. Well done, Cornstalks whipped us, fair and square. Was it luck that tripped us? Was it a scare? Kangaroo Land's demon or our own? Want of devil, coolness, nerve backbone. On 31st of August, in a magazine edited by Charles Alcock, Cricket, a weekly record of the game, there appeared a mock obituary sacred to the memory of English supremacy cricket field, which expired on the 29th day of August at the Oval. Its end was Pete. On the 2nd of September, a more celebrated mock... Oh, here it goes. Mock obituary written by Reginald Shirley Brooks appeared in the Sporting Times. Okay, what can we find out about Reginald Shirley Brooks? He was born in Pancras, London. He collated some of his father's satirical writing for Punch about a pompous middle-class couple called the Naggletons. So he joined the Sporting Times, wrote under the pen name Peter Blobs. Okay, so he was a journalist who wrote for a few things. So there you go. That's the name of the guy who coined the Ashes, Reginald Shirley Brooks. Shirley, you can't be serious. Okay, so strictly, the other week I mentioned there's a third season of Foundation. Surely there must be a program to help to keep up with shows. You found one called Sona. Ah, so many shows that are missing seasons. Nice. Just no, not been keeping a pace of the idea of cricket in the United States. They beat Pakistan. Was it the real Pakistan team or a Pakistan team? Again, not being a sports person, not something I looked into. God, I just had a flashback to what I discovered the other night because I'd seen that one video on YouTube, the psychology of people who aren't obsessed with sport, and then found out there was at least half a dozen videos with the same or incredibly similar title and thumbnail, and they were all AI slop. There wasn't an original one. They were all AI slop. Very frustrating. And as I said at the time, I also feel a bit naive for not guessing that they were going to be AI slop or for being shocked or upset or disappointed that they were all AI slop. Just like, damn, fucking collapse of YouTube, man. Although there are an almost uncountable number of people doing genuine creative videos, interesting, compelling, artistic, whatever you want, it's there. That's fun. Stuff saying it was popular in the cricket was popular in the US in the early days of the colony. And Justin saying it was popular during the Lincoln era. Lincoln himself watched it. There you go. So for them, see, if you're having thunderstorms, on the plus side, if it rains a lot, maybe that damps out fires. The downside is if there's lightning, maybe that starts more fires. Were they predicting for tomorrow? Are we meant to get any rain tomorrow? Because it's been volatile. Okay, they're saying it's 20 now, so that's okay. Tomorrow. No, wait, what the fuck? Oh, what are you doing to me? Okay, 42. Very possibly over the next couple of days, tiny amounts of rain. Possible shower or storm. Partly cloudy, slight chance of a shower. Chance of a thunderstorm in the afternoon and evening. Damaging winds possible. Well, that would be great, going from 42 degrees heat to thunderstorm with damaging winds. Jesus Christ. That's some fucking bullshit right there. And then much milder temperatures. Actually, my sort of weather for the next week. 26, 20, 25, 23, 22, 20. That's perfect. That's my favorite fucking weather. Why on earth did... Well, yeah, I reckon one reason baseball took over is because it only takes all day. Test cricket takes 5 days, potentially. Or, in fact, back in the day, there wasn't a time limit. I don't think they put a time limit on Test cricket till early mid-20th century. They would just play they would play 4 innings until everyone was out. So you would get these scores of like 750 because there was no time limit. So, a batter would be out there all day and just hit 20 runs. But you would get massive scores in Test cricket and then Sheffield Shield where there was no limit to how long they went. Until the cricket authorities decided that just wasn't viable. You can't have something that goes on for weeks. That's just weird. 5 days is fine, but weeks, that's just crazy talk. Which I do love saying that, you freak out Americans saying Test cricket lasts 5 days and they're freaked out and going, oh, it used to last forever. There was no time limit. They could just keep going. It could run for weeks. But yeah, I think the US is one of the few countries that has a mainstream sport that goes for a whole day. And I'm talking about baseball there. But also, I am not very well versed in sports. So someone might go, oh, no, actually over here, they have this sport, they go for 2 days. But, and of course, God, okay, now I want to look this up. Longest tennis match just popped into my head. There's been a couple of long ones recently. $11, okay. I remember that. Okay, yeah, 2010 Wimbledon. So it's that recent. It went over, but they spaced it over 3 days. Okay. God, those guys must have been so fucked. Oh dear. Yes, it's somewhat of a cliche to point out to the Americans that calling your domestic sporting competition the World Series is fucking stupid. So, but, we could point out a whole bunch of things in that fine country that are fucking stupid, as we did early. Like their politicians, they're fucking stupid. Sorry, there's a bug flying around. I don't have my assault rifle here to have a shot at it. Shall I now? Yeah, I feel like making myself an old-fashioned. Please, let me look for inspiration. Oh, the Mad Monkey stuff, actually. I'm gonna do that. Okay. Oh. Well, I can put this stuff away for a friggin' start. Okay, let's get that there. And that there. We close the mysterious covenant of mystery. Alrighty. Let's do it. I think this is stood up. I'm gonna have to have a pee break. What a blah. Okay, sugar syrup. Mad Monkey. Flora. This is their rum style spirit, but with botanicals like what's in gin. It's really interesting creative. I do like these bottles too, and this is their baked apple spirit or liqueur. Putting that out. And some bitters. What bitters will we do? Australian Bitters Company Aromatics. And maybe some orange bitters, just a dash of orange. Oof, there is not much left in that. Lucky I got a replacement. Right, you know what, I'm going to stir this another sip. And I think I'm going to have to pee break. Should we say you miss the Queen Vic market? I think that's under some pressure at the moment. You know what, I'm going to take a sip of this. That tastes good. I really do actually have to have a pee break. Hang on. Oh, God damn, I really had to have that pee break. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. Oof. We're talking about TVs now. We were talking about the cheaper TVs, the Hisense, the TCL. Mine's a Sony I bought, fuck knows how many years ago. Oh, nice. Justin went to the Queen Vic Market today to get meat and fish. I haven't been there in ages, actually, because it's so far out of the way for me. Even Pran Market is a friggin' pain in the ass, although I do go there sometimes. Oh, I was just thinking, like, when I rushed out to have a pee break. Oh, back in the day, like more than 10 years ago, streaming from my other house, where I usually wasn't drinking alcohol, although I sometimes was. But I drink a lot of Pepsi Max. And it became a running joke. I would actually just pee under the table, like I wouldn't leave the stream. I'd just get an empty Pepsi bottle and unzip and pee into the empty bottle while maintaining the stream. Because I'm a degenerate and you can't take me anywhere. Yeah, I'm assuming those videos are still on YouTube. When I was just taking pee breaks while on camera. Yes, maintaining a stream while maintaining a stream. And of course, you get the sound effects. Because sometimes it'd be like, those bottles are 1.25 liters. And I was really holding on. And I was like, I can't hold on anymore. And I would like 3/4 fill one of the bottles. I'd be giving a running commentary. And it's like everyone could hear the noises. It starts off deep. And as the bottle fills, the noise is pitched higher and higher. And I'm just going, it's filling up. Oh my God, it's filling up. Okay, now I almost want to find a video like that. God, it takes so long to search. Arbitrarily, let's get YouTube up. Wait, which YouTube am I logged into for a start? Oh yeah, that's the proper one. Okay. My channel. Live. Ooh, oldest live stream. What was the oldest live stream? Wait. No, that's just in this house. Oh, okay. I just remembered because YouTube changed how they did live multiple times. And so I was actually using other streaming services, not YouTube. There you go. Yeah, no, I thought you could hear the toilet. It's only just across from this door. Although looking, the live stream with Viola from 8 years ago. That was the last time I had Viola on a stream. There's me and me and me and one with 80. Oh, another one with Viola. There we go. She appeared in 2. And then more 80. Then lots with just me. And Hazy makes another appearance. And lots with just me. Well, it's certainly 7 or 8 years ago. Most of the time it was just me. It's like just me. And also before I started getting these shirts, so I was still in office clothes. Most of the time I'm in the white business shirt and my suspenders. And there's another one with AZ. Then a whole bunch with me. There's a couple I was wearing a dressing gown in. Must have been winter. Wait, is this? Oh, wow. Okay, look, God, I should be sharing this with you. What am I talking about? Look at this. These thumbnails. This one, 8 years ago, the federal election, 2019. And it's when Mimsy used to come and join me. Oh, I was thinking, is that one of my fish? No, that's the skeleton hand shirt. I want to see when these shirts first started appearing. Good old Mimsy, 6 years ago. There's one with Eva joining. Another one with Eva. There you go. So I was doing a few. There's a period 6 years ago when I did a few with Eva. Okay. Oh, yeah, she's coming up again and again. Oh, she's really there for a while. By popular demand, Eva talks about stuff. And I think that's 6 years ago. There's where I started using StreamYard because I got the names on screen and got AZ on split screen. And then it's much more common to have AZ on the stream at that point. Much more common. Oh, and look, I was doing thumbnails for the longest time. Look at that. So much more common to have AZ on the stream at that point. Oh, because, okay, you can't see me, so. Oh, okay, that's when I started doing cocktails. Yeah, okay. Okay. So I'm not going to find the thing I was talking about because it's not there. The Tiny Bear gins. I kept some of the bottles because I like the labels. Often with these little bottles, I use them for juices and sips and whatnot, and I rinse the labels off. I don't want to rinse the labels off these because they don't use these labels anymore. Australian Summer Gin and Christmas Pud Gin with the bears on them. And I've got one, the Ginger Bear. Anyway, I put my gin in a barrel today. I've been flavoring it with whiskey soaked grains that were on cheese. So it's made it like a whiskey savory gin. And then I added more gin to that and put it in the barrel. I think I'll taste that party night next week. No, Justin, I've never thought I should get in touch with AZ because I forgot he was dead. I've not forgotten he was dead. Okay, Strictly Sega, the Tiny Bear was the first time you heard of Navy gin. Yes, that literally dates back to when they were giving sailors gin on British Navy ships. The over 57% alcohol gin was called Navy Strength. It just cracks me up that they only stopped officially giving British sailors their daily ration of rum in the 1960s. It took that long. They kept cutting it back because I feel like when they were giving like a pint of rum a day, I think it was probably really watered down. But should we say you never forget your friends are dead, just wish they weren't. Yeah. As I bring up, Occasionally, when I'm in a maudlin mood, there's at least a dozen dead people appear on my YouTube channel. Mostly died through illness, some through other misadventure. Yeah, Justin, it's a little while since I've had someone come on the stream who didn't realize he was dead. But yeah, people lose touch, so they don't realize. YouTube changed so much. As someone who was really into watching, stuff with me and AZ 10 years ago, and then they haven't sort of kept up with YouTube, a bit shocked when they learn. Besides flexing my finger, it's really swollen. I gotta massage it a lot to get the feeling back into it. Still kind of feels bruised. It's sensitive. It's like I think it responds quite well to massage. Just out of your high school class of 121 set. I was just musing the other day. It's a reasonable bet. It's not conclusive, but I could reasonably bet that every single teacher I ever had is dead. Like I said, not a done deal, not for absolute certain, but an extremely strong possibility that every teacher I've ever had is dead. Most of my uni lecturers are dead. The ones I cared about anyway. Suffer, it is not, I don't think it's date night on Saturday. We haven't started up date nights again this year yet. So I think last Saturday would have been a date night, but wasn't quite ready to start up date nights for the year. So very probably, but not definitely, doing a stream this Saturday night. So if you're year 12 teachers in the town goes, yeah, you're a young'un though. Because I'm fucking old, I can reasonably safely bet all my school teachers are dead. And I can particularly think about ones I didn't like, who were shitheads to me, who were, maybe vindictive or gross and stuff. I go, well, on the plus side, I'm reasonably sure you're dead. It's the way of things. Just remind me of occasional weirdo wannabe trolls coming on going, you got old. And I'm like, yeah, dude, it beats the alternative. And they were, what, being young? And going, no, I get that you're extremely stupid, but humans don't have the ability to arrest the flow of time. We experience time as linear progression. Your choices are old or dead at a certain point. Not old or young. You don't get to choose old or young. Those are different phases you go through. But yes, just one more area where I go, oh, trolls are really fucking stupid, aren't they? Yes. Well, Suffer, everyone gets old unless they don't. And it's usually at least a bit sad when someone doesn't get old. Or doesn't get particularly old. Water's wet, sky's blue, grass is green, trolls are stupid. Yep. And we all get this. Okay. Swear to God, I was looking for this at the start of the stream. It was literally right in front of me. Fucking hell. That's tragic. Yeah. Bond. James Bond. Just knew and Strixie had one notable teacher who's dead. Yeah. Well, I'm just banking on all my teachers being dead, basically. I don't know if there's one of my teachers who's still alive and gets told, "Oh, hey, you remember that guy you never liked in class? He's just going around saying, you're dead. He's glad." Yeah, fuck that guy. Never liked him. Like I said, I can safely assume I have lots of teachers who are dead. Possibly all of them. Yeah, it's natural. It's just the way of things. And it's funny. It's like, because when I put it in that time frame, like talking about teachers, particularly when you're younger, teachers aren't quite people. They're part of an institution. And, institutions, I was going to say institutions don't die, but they do. Institutions have a big sort of sense of permanence about them. It's very easy to associate the people in an institution with the institution, which is not an accurate thing to do, but it's a very easy and commonplace thing to do. And so whenever there's any evidence of they're just people, that can be quite disconcerting. It's like the joke about, if you're a kid, like primary school, and you see your teacher in the supermarket, like you're with your parent in the supermarket, and you see a teacher, it's just like cognitive dissonance. It's like, no, you don't exist in this context. You exist in the school context. I'm having trouble acknowledging that you exist in another context, like just a normal person. Well, Justice, I'm sure you know, I think it's safe to say the overwhelming majority of people in positions of power who are guilty of institutional abuse get away scot-free, because institutions are protected more than people. They are particularly protected more than children. So shit's fucked up, yo. That's my stunning and shocking insight. On a par with my controversial take from earlier in the stream, where I went, America's fucked up. And so my second really edgy take that no one else has ever done is shit generally is fucked up. You heard it here first. We live in an imperfect universe. Bad things happen to good people. Good things happen to bad people. Many bad people go to their grave unpunished. James, you say, you don't mind pained movies? What are you, sorry, Strixie, what are you saying you don't believe? I think I've missed something. So if you're still 31, it's like 20 here. Oof. Justin, that thing about teachers throwing things, that was so common when I was at school. Not sure what you're asking, Safa. Do I realize what about the world as an adult? Don't think you quite got your sentence together there. Or are you doing the flaming lips? Do you realize You have the most beautiful. Oh, I see. Strictly Sega. I see what you're doing there. You don't believe that I believe America's fucked up. It can't be true. There's no evidence to support that. That's just crazy talk. I have to admit, it's a cliche, but I do still like that old Flaming Lips song. Do you realize? I think, yes, Justin, it would be harder for a teacher to get away with the shit that we all went through these days. Strict Series is a hard listen. Why do you think it's a hard listen? Is it just because it's literally talking about death, basically? Do you realize that everyone you know someday will die? But instead of saying all of your goodbyes, let them know you realize that life goes fast. It's hard to make the good times last. You realize the sun doesn't go down. It's just an illusion caused by the world spinning round. Lots of people ask for that to be played at their funeral, actually. And it is the thing of mortality. You can never know when the appropriate time to say goodbye. Well, actually, not never. Like, if you know you're dying, you can do it. Safa, nuns are awesome. He said sarcastically. No, I think half the nuns that taught me, and I probably had half a dozen nun teachers. I think maybe half of them were good, and just some of them were fucked up. Excellent question. What song do I want at my funeral? Fuck the police. Actually, maybe I do. Just everyone, if people we gathered, and Eddie's final wishes as a song that has the philosophy that he thought everyone could just have a quiet reflection on, and they're just fuck the police, fuck the police. But honestly, like my song at the moment, and it's a song for me and Mrs. Angry at the moment, is Billy Bragg's song, I Will Be Your Shield. And I think that's a good song for people generally, for people they care about. And the reason Mrs. Angry and I like it is because that's how we see each other. Strictly say you want two songs, being a music geek. Yeah, you can have two songs. Brother in Arms by Dire Straits, Cleaning Windows by Van Morrison. You're being way more responsible than me. Justin, don't believe in religion, can't say certain about what happens when we die. It's reasonable to think we get recycled, come back as something else. Well, if you look at it purely from a scientific point of view, matter can neither be created nor destroyed. It just changes state. So whether we're cremated, buried, or whatever, physically, our atoms continue to exist. They just change form. And I think that is interesting because you think about that a certain way, it ties in with a lot of religions. People talking about the spirit, the soul, the whatever that goes on. From a purely scientific point of view, when you die, your atoms continue to exist. The things that made you continue to exist. So Sugar Say, Brother in Arms is about loving the world we have, beautiful landscapes, special people. Cleaning Windows is about the magic of music, and art and love and laughing. I mean, can't say better than that. Two that sum up your life. Yeah, but this way, I currently I would go with Billy Bragg. I Will Be Your Shield, because it's not a one-way thing. Like when Mrs. Angry and I say that's our song, it's not like I'm her shield, I'm protecting her. It's a mutual thing with us. We are each other's shield and support. And I really like the lyrics of it. So that's mine. And again, because it's one from only a couple of years ago, very late in Billy Bragg's career. Like, he's been recording music for 40 years, and suddenly, in my 50s, with my partner, we get a song gets released and go, oh, that's our song. I do. That is my getting ready song. Like, I play music when I'm in the shower, which is a habit I picked up off my kids. Actually, they would do that, and I thought, yeah, that's a pretty good idea. Have music while you're in the shower, and then when I'm getting dressed, not necessarily every single day, but an absolute minimum 9 times out of 10, I'm getting dressed to face the day. I play Billy Bragg, I Will Be Your Shield, because that's this gets me set for the day. I can go on with the day. Justin, based on that, natural reincarnation is entirely possible. Well, see, here's the thing, Justin, because we do not understand what consciousness is. We don't know what it is in us that creates our consciousness, our identity. We go, oh, it's our brain? Yeah, but what part of your brain? What part of the brain has to exist for your consciousness? We don't fully understand that. So if the atoms that make you up continue to exist, what does that mean? I mean, the scientific answer is somewhere between it doesn't mean anything and we have no fucking idea what it means. But it's an interesting thing to consider. Should we say it's funny how these artists keep knocking out bangers? I'll have to look. I don't even know that one. Pogue's Love You to the End, 1995. I tell you what's grown on me. The duet Shane MacGowan and Sinead O'Connor did of Haunted. That song was originally on the soundtrack for Sid and Nancy, and Caitlin O'Riordan from the Pogues sang it. The Pogues did the soundtrack for Sid and Nancy. A lot of instrumental stuff. There's this one song, Haunted, which I quite liked. Caitlin O'Riordan sang it. And I discovered, I think only in the last year, I discovered this Haunted duet, Shane MacGowan and Sinead O'Connor. And I really like what Sinead does with it, which is very different vocalizing to what Caitlin O'Riordan did. When I hear Shane's, initially I was like, oof, this is not from his high point. This is when the alcohol abuse had really started to fuck him up. But Sinead is beautiful and ethereal and moving, and it's really grown on me. I dislike the Shane stuff less, but the New York Christmas one is, but that's a much earlier one. Fairy Tale of New York with Kirsty MacColl. Okay, weird fact: Kirsty MacColl. She also did a cover of Billy Bragg's A New England, which I really like. As Billy Bragg is off his first EP, and it's just him and a guitar. It was Kirsty MacColl is a full-on pop song, and Billy Bragg actually wrote an extra verse with her because his version of it is really short, like less than 2 minutes, I think. And they added another verse so it could be, 3-minute pop song length. And Billy Bragg wrote the extra verse for her. It's fun. She has another really fun single called On the Beach. It's about her English boyfriend leaves England to go to Australia just to surf on beaches. Great pop song. Anyway, Kirsty MacColl, she's awesome. She got killed on holiday with her family in Mexico. They were swimming, they were along a beach, and this out of control speedboat, it was an area where speedboats were not allowed. And this speedboat comes in and went straight at her and her kids. And Kirsty threw her kid out of the way, saved the kid's life, and she got hit by the boat and killed. The boat was being piloted by some millionaire fuck, and because multiple witnesses said it was him, but he paid one of his lackeys to say the lackey was piloting the boat, and the lackey went to prison for it, and everyone fucking knew it was this piece of shit millionaire who actually killed Kirsty and got away with it. Fucker died of old age. Fuck that guy. But yeah, just the weird shit. Yeah, the piece of shit paid off one of his lackeys to declare they were actually piloting the boat that killed Kirsty. Ooh, just like Mrs. Angry going to bed. Why the fuck is this fucking phone keeps setting the ringer to really loud? And I swear to fuck I'm not doing it. And I think I caught it the other day doing it itself. Something happened, and I don't know what's going on. Yeah. And it was a very sad ending for an incredible scene. It'd be sad for anyone to be killed by an irresponsible, drunk, privileged fuck who pays someone else to take the fall for her. Yes, and there was a whole campaign of justice for Kirsty to get this fucker prosecuted. It never paid off because his fucking lackey made a statement and swore in court that he was piloting the boat and went to jail for it and shit. And it's like, there's no justice in this world. Sure, I was looking through the movie channels on Foxtel today. The Gladiator was on, classic Rusty, and there was the scene where the Emperor comes down after his big victory and he says, "What's your name?" He says, "My name is Gladiator." Jersey Pack forces him to take the helmet off and goes, "My name is Maximus Decimus." I forget what his full name is, but the whole thing like, leader of the armies of the North, father of a murdered son, husband to a murdered wife, and I will have my vengeance in this world or the next. It's such a good fucking line to just say it to the fucking Emperor's face. I will have my vengeance in this world or the next. It's like Gladiator is such a perfectly structured film. It's wonderful. And Gladiator 2. Honestly, Gladiator 2 is not terrible, but it is utter shite compared to the original. Honey, you're 2 degrees of separation from people attacked in the Bondi shooting. Well, there were so many people at Bondi when that fucked up shit happened. It'd be very easy to have reasonably close association with someone who was shot there. So the people knew they hid behind a retaining wall. Yeah. There was some fucked up shit. Just goes to show you can be plodding along, you could be leading a happy life, you could be in one of the more secure, safe countries in this world, and then something pretty much unprecedented and fucked up could happen and take you out. I see you looked it up. Sega, 2009, Carlos Gonzalez Nova, died at 92. Yeah, fuck that guy. It's again, the privilege of rich people, the protection of rich people. And the weird corruption in the US, the corruption of being angry at rich people, that Trump's apparently the champion of the underdogs when Trump is the oppressor. Again, I will never get over how fucking stupid the MAGA fuckwits in the US are like, Trump's our savior. It's like, Trump's the enemy, you dumb fucks. And he's laughing at you. As I've said multiple times, it's like the only person who has a lower opinion of Trump supporters than me is Trump. Trump thinks they're all fucking morons. Laugh at them repeatedly. Okay. You know, I don't hate those big cherries. They're firmer. They actually taste a bit more like cherries, but I love the Luxardo cherries. And I'm so glad I found another source of Luxardo cherries. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's what she's saying. She's saying that whole thing about the millionaire piece of shit paid a minion to take the fall. It's just the world is fucked. The world is fucked. Yeah, the first time I found that out, I was so pissed off. Oh, that's what happened to Kirsty McCall? That's some fucking bullshit right there. Like, if it was just an accident, they would be, oh, that's sad and whatnot. If it was being killed by an irresponsible rich fuck who had to pay the price for their fuckery, that would still be sad and unfortunate. But this rich fuck who got away scot-free, absolutely fucked. That's okay, Teresa. Thank you for coming on. I don't know what's going to happen on tomorrow night's stream. So I'll be writing a script for something. Either the first prototype video for the book movie or for the J Ward cocktail, which I definitely want to make sometime soon. But it'll come down to what I end up writing before the stream. And so it's going to be down to inspiration. But either way, we'll still be consulting the notebook. And at the very least, I think I'm going to do a couple of test shots before the stream to see what they look like. But anyway, it's always a surprise party night. We never know what's going to happen. Anything can happen, and it usually is. That's the Mouseketeers. I'm thinking of. Sorry, there's suddenly a bunch of noise. Is it like people talking or someone driving past with their radio on loud? I don't know. Yes. Remember the Mickey Mouse Club? There's been multiple versions of it over the decades, but there was a version in the 80s, which was shit, but I still watched it. Surprise day, surprise day, surprise day, it's Musketeer surprise day. Anything can happen, and it usually does. Yes, or even if you can put that Pogue song in the Discord on Jukebox, because I am unfamiliar with it. But anyway, you all take care. And if you're around tomorrow night, I'll see you for party night. But either way, bye for now.